Hi, I'm Dom Green with Positive People Posse. I'm excited to show you what we call Positive People Posse presents Taco Talks. This is the look and listen from the minds of the businessmen, women, entrepreneurs, and those who enjoy their lives successfully. We're going to discuss their stories over my favorite food, tacos. Bottom line, if you don't like tacos, I don't trust you. I believe that tacos bring us all together. Be sure to follow us at Positive People Posse at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Good vibes, stay positive. Voila!
There it is.
Yes.
So something unique we do here, we double up the shell because there's so much juiciness and goodness in the
That's
corner.
what it's all about, huh?
So yeah, so this is what we do with two tacos, and then, like I said, usually rice and beans.
So what's that white stuff right there?
That's a queso cotija.
Okay,
Yeah, so
all right,
like
cool.
Kind of a salty cheese from Mexico. So
Heck yeah, man.
Yum.
I love it. I appreciate
Can't
it
wait.
much.
All right.
Oh, we got tacos.
Cheers.
Taco cheers.
Yum.
Chad, it's juicy.
How often are you open?
Yes. Oh man.
That's
So
delicious.
third time, so the streak continues. I'm gonna finish out 7 days. All tacos. Tacos every day this week. So how do you do all that you do and how do you do all that you do and set your priorities, you know? I mean, you're a
That's
mom,
tough.
you're a business boss lady.
Yeah, I am
do
a
it
boss
all.
lady, and it's hard. You know, sometimes people like to say, you know, you can have it all, and I don't believe that you can have it all. There are things that fall through the cracks, without a doubt. And my home life during the season definitely falls through the cracks in that I'm not home cooking dinner every night like I used to be and things like that. But at the same time, on the weekends, now that my office is out of the house, when I'm home, I'm home.
Yeah.
I'm not continuing to keep working. And it used to be that I would even work. I'd feed kids dinner and then I'd go into my office and keep working. But I was with them. But now I feel like I'm more intentionally with them.
For sure.
And
That's good that you acknowledge that though. You know, I feel like we're always like, we have things that we need to work on, and you know, you being present is when you can dedicate your time fully to them. So yeah, that's very commendable.
when you love something that you're doing so much, it's easy to just keep doing it and not feel like you want to stop. And so it's a challenge for me to leave my office every day, or at the end of filming, I'm like, oh, I don't want to stop. But it's also a challenge for me to leave my kids when I'm with them. I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to go to work now. You know, I love them both a lot.
For sure. Let's talk about, you know, the support that you do have, and you know, I'm sure that you're like extremely just grateful for all that.
Always. Excuse me.
Go ahead.
I gotta get this taco in me. It's so good. No, I have way more positive than negative. I mean, but just like everybody else, it takes 5 positives to get rid of a negative.
Yeah.
But we have way more people saying great things about what we're doing and what's happening in the show. And there's also the element that I get a lot of messages, oh, you're gonna look back on this and be so grateful for the video with your dad and being able to look back on that. I wish I could have one more day of working with my dad, but he's gone. And how that touches people, that my dad and I get to work together, and how I think it speaks to men and women alike that everybody wanted a great relationship with their father. Everybody, whether you had a great relationship with your father and you miss it, whether you didn't have a father in your life and you wanted one, or you are a father and want that with your daughter, it kind of speaks to everyone.
That's a great example right there. That's a huge example.
I think those are really meaningful.
I can feel you like getting emotional about it. That's great.
Yeah,
you know?
It's really sweet. It's a neat thing, and it's something I will really, I know for decades to come, cherish.
And then like your kids knowing who their grandpa was, you know, just seeing, you know, you guys build houses together.
Yeah.
That's that treasure box that you get to hold on.
Exactly.
So what do you love about Kansas City?
Well, I think Kansas City is different than a lot of cities in that we have a more community feeling to it. It's not so divisive, and I think there's so many great little niches that all just kind of feed into each other.
Yeah.
And you have all these great you know, downtown vibes and out south vibes and up north, and there's just all this stuff that's offered here.
For sure.
But I think there's also this really thriving community of makers and people doing things and making things and business that's thriving and technology. And I think that creativity, and whether it's technology or arts, is really a thriving community here, and it's awesome.
For sure.
And I always think at the beginning, like last year, it was like, how are we going to find enough places to go do field trips and make something with somebody that's interesting? And now I'm like, we'll never run out.
And I got tons of people I can throw your way
We'll
too.
take them.
That's great. Yeah. I love the maker community here. My mom, she actually had a shop called Simply Re-Inspired. It was in Olathe. Like, you could sit down on the furniture that they restored and eat. And, you know, it was so inspiring because there was a lot of character in that place.
Right.
And that charmed with me every day. I have stuff in my own home from that shop. And so I take that with me as well, you know, so I can kind of relate to that. You know, my parents were always resourceful and their furniture and stuff, and so that's why I was like very excited to, you know, sit down and meet with you, because I knew that the start was the furniture and then you got to the houses, and so those are big leaps right there, but you know, like, that's very inspiring. What kind of advice would you give to another person, guy or girl or guy, if they want to get into this business as far as flipping real estate or even repurposing furniture?
For me, when I started this, social media really wasn't a thing back then. I mean, Facebook was kind of out there, but nobody was using it business-wise yet. I didn't have that kind of an inspiration. I was just winging it. Yeah. And now I feel like there's so much information on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest. You can find all kinds of information of how to do something if you want to learn. And so I think taking what's available to you for free and giving yourself that education is the first step. For sure. And start small. Don't go out and buy a mansion if you've never bought a house before and renovated anything. Like, that's a bad idea.
It could be a bad sewer line or whatever.
Exactly.
You know?
I've run into that. Like,
me too.
Not fun.
It's very expensive.
It is very expensive. And you know, you just don't go big or go home. Like, start small, grow, learn, you know, help somebody. If you want to flip houses, go find a friend that's doing their own house and say, hey, I'll work on it with you for the weekend, and make sure you actually enjoy it. Yeah. Because it looks, I have to say, when I watch the show, I'm like, she makes it look way easier than it really is.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Movie magic, and voila, the house is done.
Look at that. That was 9 months of my life.
You know, you guys do give a timeline expectation on those houses.
Right.
A lot of shows I've seen, it seems like they do it overnight, and it's like, we have this deadline and it's going to be 2 months, but you know, like, you are actually setting the right expectation on how long it's going to go. And I think that's really important. So what are you looking forward to in 2019? It's like here.
It's here.
It's here.
Around the corner. You know, I'm looking forward to hopefully getting that phone call that we get to do a season 3.
Yes.
And, you know, hoping that I hope that the show resonates with people like season 1 did, and even more so.
Can you call me? I'm looking forward to that call where you can just hit me up and I'll just be the pan boy. I'm sorry, I just spit. Just the pan boy, just brooming up all the crumbs on the ground, like, just in the back shot. Yeah. Mama made it.
It's funny. I have several of my friends that get to do the walkthroughs at the end. They're like, man, everybody saw me on your show. Like I told you, people actually watch.
Yeah, seriously. I want to know who that person is.
Yeah.
Still frame. 15 minutes right there. It's great.
Yeah, it's fun.
Very cool. So, you know, I'm inspired by people like you that are doing positive things in our community. You know, they're giving back. The money is staying here. And, you know, on top of that, you're a boss lady, you're a mom, you're a wife, you know, anything and everything, like, you're doing the right things. And so, you know, I invite you to be with the Positive People Posse. Can we get her a hat? Thanks for being on the show. So I want to say a big thanks to the Painted Rooster at the Bella Patina, Mazuma Credit Union, and Tamara Day for being here. She's now a part of the Posse.
Just right.
Positive People Posse, live freely, stay positive.